Welcome to Trainer Talk.
It's DK, and I'm here with the one and only Luke Smith, and we are here yet again to break down another Tuesday Trainer Talk. Today, we're going to talk about mobility. Mobility is the best ability, y'all. All right, so we got to keep it long. We got to keep it lengthened. If you're going to strengthen, you got to lengthen.
I like
you know
that.
what I mean?
Sounds good.
All right, we're getting real quippy off the top of the show today. So we got a nice little 15, 20-minute slot here with you guys. We're going to talk about all things mobility. I want to start by saying that I have had, because I was a pitcher and because I've thrown like a bajillion baseballs, that repetitive motion, okay, over and over, okay, has it's not bulging. It's not a bulging muscle or bulging disc, but it's a overdeveloped lower left back extensor, a overdeveloped left side rhomboid, an overdeveloped left side trap, because I had to decelerate like that and use all that back complex there and all this core musculature on this side to slow down so I didn't fall forward when I was pitching. So nowadays, I have what my doctors call the closest thing to uncomfortable scoliosis possible in your lower back. And my lower spine has like if you're looking at my body this way, right here, has about a 14-degree curve. So if my cervical spine through the thoracic spine down to the lumbar spine, I have a little curve right at the bottom at a 14-degree. And it's because of that overactive muscle on that glove side arm, having to decelerate and having to protect against me kind of throwing my lower back out is a better way to protect it. So most pitchers have this, what we call asymmetrical imbalance, okay, or global imbalance. And you see that in my hips when I squat now. You see it in a lot of things. And that was, a long time, 18 years of pursuing baseball. And so I'm recovering. And I'm doing everything that I need to do: chiropractic care, myofascial release, and lengthening. And it's working. It started at 18, actually. It's down now to 14, but it's taken 3 years to do that, and it'll take 3 more years to get it to 10, 3 more years to, probably never normal, but it will get very, very close. And I'm telling you, Luke, like, I had not found a better strategy for that part of my body than a long form stretching. So I sit every day for 2 minutes. I'm gonna put my legs right up on you, okay?
You're good.
I sit every day for 2 minutes. Oh, this is gonna be a cute screenshot, okay? And I sit and reach like this every day. And I do flex, and I breathe. My knees are gonna be flat, toes are gonna be put back toward me. It hurts so bad through my calves, the backs of my knees, through my hamstrings, and eventually, I do 3 sets of 2 minutes, and it's flex and breathe. You breathe in, flex and breathe out, and I'm reaching all the way. By the time I'm done, I'll start with being able to get my fingertips over my shoes. By the time I'm done, I've got my wrist on my shoes here, and the amount that has helped my lower back, 3 sets of 2 minutes, it's been absolutely insanely incredible. I feel so much better than I've ever felt, and I've never tried long form lengthening in that one position for so long, and it's really helping that posterior kinetic chain where my plantar flexor, which is the bottom of my foot muscle, okay, my plantar flexor is connected to really my Achilles, which is then up into my calf muscles, my gastrocnemius, and what's the other one? Soleus, and then up into my hamstrings, okay, and then into my glute complex, my lower back extensors, through my rhomboids, and up through my rhomboids are the muscles that are sitting right around the thoracic spine, and then up into my cervical spine where the cervical extensors and your traps kind of hold everything together up there. And so my point is if you have sore plantar flexors, that's probably going to, or tight plantar flexors, or gastrocs, or hamstrings, or glute muscles, or lower back extensors, you're going to have cervical spine problems at some point in your life. Right, you're going to have neck issues. You're going to end up injuring something or tearing something, and so we've got to keep the main posterior and anterior kinetic chains lengthened if we want to actually achieve full health and full wellness.
Yeah. Well, just to kind of piggyback on what Devan's saying, just to highlight on what mobility and like flexibility is to its core, is mobility is our capability to move through an active full range of motion. So what Devan's talking about was he's reaching for his toes the first time. that's how actively mobile he is. Now, as he increases blood flow and there's more oxidation to the muscle, now he's able to increase flexibility by increasing his range of motion to now get his hands farther past his toes, because he couldn't do that the first time, but because he's gotten more mobile and his flexibility has increased, because I'm sure when you first started, you probably couldn't get your wrist all the way over your toe.
No, I couldn't, and I also couldn't hold it very long.
Yeah,
I was starting with like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And it was like very painful, like to the point where I had to tap out. And now I'm up to 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think when I do this, I do challenge myself to do this every now and I think I'm up to like 30 seconds because my flexibility and mobility is horrible. I mean, it's really, really bad. But I know that if I were to focus on it more, my workouts would be much, much more efficient. And just he was talking about, you know, how everything, there's a root cause to everything. So when you guys are super, super sore in an area, it's probably stemming from something up a little bit higher. And I think people think, oh, if my calf hurts, well, it's probably not stemming from your calf. It's probably stemming from something that's a bigger muscle, like your glutes or something in your lower back. And I think if we can focus on the mobility and flexibility of these bigger muscles we have, we'll see benefits and less pain in other areas of our body too.
Yeah, and regionally meaning like in like one half of one part of a kinetic chain. So like let's say you're from your patella tendon, you know, up through your hips. So you have this. We're gonna isolate here. Well, what we're gonna really have is a regional area here. And if your left knee hurts, what usually happens with the body is that it's the equal and opposite side that compensates for it. So it's your hip on this side. So they call it like cross regional compensation. So if my left knee hurts, my right glute or hip flexor or whatever might have to compensate, and then I might start to form bad posture, or you know, I might lean a lot of my weight on one side, which puts more wear and tear on the hip labrum or whatever it might be. So just, you know, it's very, very important, especially if you have an injury, to make sure that you're developing and lengthening and strengthening both sides equally. So I see a lot of people go reach for, like, if their one side hurts, like they're like, oh, my wrist hurts on that side, I'm just gonna do curls on this side. Just don't do curls on either side, all right, for now. And let's do something that we can do globally so that we don't promote this cross-regional type danger to getting injured. And so we appreciate you all being here. Hopefully you now know mobility is the best ability you can have. Let's take it seriously. Let's stay in it. Let's make it difficult so that we know that we're making gains. All right, and let's do it in all planes of motion, the frontal, the sagittal, the transverse plane. Let's make sure we're lengthening in every plane of motion. Make sense? Say yes? All right, y'all, make sure you flex on that subscribe button. We're on YouTube as well for the visuals. In case you're a visual person, you can check out Luke and I on YouTube, but you know we're always on the podcast. Flex on that subscribe button, leave us a review. Luke, take us out. 2 claps on 2.
2 claps on 2. 1, 2.